Hi everyone, my name is Miranda and welcome to Book Talk. We're about a month away now from Catching Fire being released, the new Hunger Games, and I'm so super excited. Catching Fire was my favorite in the entire series, and I mean, it's got Jennifer Lawrence in it. What else could you ask for? So considering it's coming out next month, I thought now would be a good time to look back at all of this year's previous book-to-movie adaptations and kind of give my little review of how well I think they did, and if I think they're going to get a sequel or not. So going in chronological order, first up we have Warm Bodies, and I actually own this, so you can probably see what I'm going to say about it. It's not here right now, see? I lent it out to my friend, but I have the sleeve, so I'm faking it till I make it. But I do have the book. The book is here. I bought the movie cover because I know some people hate that, but I love the cover, I love the movie, and I thought it was really good. It was probably, I would say, the best book-to-movie adaptation of this year so far. It was very true to the story. There weren't a lot of changes. I mean, the biggest change was, spoiler alert if you haven't read the book, Julie's dad died in the books, and he didn't in the movie, which I was okay with, because his death was kind of, like, weird in the books. It wasn't really explained all that well. Like, he sacrificed himself, but I still don't really understand why he had to sacrifice himself. The cast was perfect in my opinion. I know some people don't like Teresa Palmer, but I loved her, and I mean her accent, her American accent was great. So anyone who can do another accent, like, you automatically move up like 5 points in my book. Her and Nicholas Hoult were just exactly what I pictured for Julie and R. They had good chemistry together. The dialogue was funny and witty. I mean, and it was a romance story, but at the same time it wasn't, which, I mean, that's very hard for a movie that's based on Romeo and Juliet. Hunger Games is more of a romance story than this one was. And my favorite new actress, Annalee Tipton, was in it. She was Nora, Julie's friend. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, this girl is like the new Emma Stone. She's so funny. Oh, and Dave Franco. How could I forget about Dave Franco? He was Perry, and I probably wouldn't have liked Perry if Dave Franco hadn't played him. But the movie was really good. If you liked the book, or if you were iffy about the book, I recommend seeing the movie, because in my opinion, the movie is actually better than the book. And I know, like, that's like taboo to say in the world of entertainment, but it was just as good, even a little better in parts. So I highly recommend it. 5 stars, and it came out, I think, February 2nd, so I saw it on opening night with my friends. That's how excited I was for it. Next up in that same month is Beautiful Creatures by Margaret Stohl and Cami Garcia. Obviously, I just have the book. I don't have the DVD, so you can probably guess what I'm going to say. Now, this movie came out around Valentine's Day, and it was supposed to be like this big take your boyfriend out, you know, like big date night movie. And it was just, it bombed, obviously, because I think Safe Haven came out at the same time, so it's like, obviously people are going to make their boyfriends see that. This looks like a teenage movie because they completely ruined it. And it's hard to judge this movie because it's so different than the book that, like, if it had just been its own movie and they hadn't called it Beautiful Creatures, it would still have been bad, but not that bad. It would have been, like, average, like, Twilight-ish kind of level, C+, C kind of thing. But when you compare it to the books, oh my gosh. I understand the books are very big. They're like 500 pages plus. And even as a fan, I can admit there's stuff that can be cut out, like probably 200 pages of stuff could be cut out. These books do not have to be this big. I understand that probably whoever picked it up to screenwrite it was like, oh crud, how am I going to fit this into a like 2-hour movie at the most? So instead of trying to cut out what they could have, they flipped through the book and were like, Lena, Ethan, Castor, and just rolled with that. Like, I mean, they took most of the characters' names, but then we have Alma and his aunt Marin. They're the same character in the movie, and they're not in the books. So that really annoyed me. Their powers, the casters, are just kind of unlimited, and I hate that. Like, Lena can't erase memories like she erases Ethan in the movie. Macon can't shapeshift into different characters. That's just, like, not a thing. And where was the dance? That was one of my favorite scenes. It's so cute. And her, like, casting call, whatever they call that, like when the moon shines and, like, she has to pick dark or light, that was ridiculous in the movie. They made it like this fancy dance that everyone celebrates, and it's like, it is not something to celebrate in the Ducan family. It is something to fear, because you are either going dark or you're going light, and you don't know why. Ridley's character really annoyed me. She was too old. I don't remember who played her, but I like who played her. She's like, but she's just too old. It's disappointing too, because they have the potential to be really good. I mean, most well, not most, but the two lead actors I thought were really good. They were kind of what I pictured. Ethan was exactly, Lena was a little like, oh, I liked her, but she had some kind of weird accent where like half the time she was Southern and half the time she wasn't. And I was just like, well, what's going on here, Lena? But yeah, it could have been really good. I know it didn't do well, so there's not going to be Beautiful Creatures. I'd bet money on that unless it did like really good internationally, but it didn't. And I mean, I think if they did make a sequel, I wouldn't even go see it, because Beautiful Darkness was my least favorite in the whole series. And I mean, if you treat one of my favorites in the series like this, what are you going to treat my least favorite? Like, oh, no, I'm not going to touch that. According to my memory, which may be fuzzy, I believe the next one is The Host, which came out end of March, I want to say. I was not planning on seeing The Host. I like Twilight-ish, like I like the first one, but I don't really like the rest of them. So I wasn't planning on seeing it, but then I had friends who wanted to see it, my mom wanted to see it, so I was like, fine, I'll go with you, because it had Jake Abley in it, and he is my favorite. So we're sitting there watching the movie, and I'm like, oh, this is okay, and then right when Jake enters, something happened. I don't know what it was, but it was like the movie got so good, and I was like, I am liking a movie that's like Twilight? Like, what is going on right now? Saoirse Ronan, phenomenal actress. Like, I don't know if anyone else could have pulled that off. Maybe Jennifer Lawrence, but Saoirse Ronan, good job hiring her. Jake Abley and Max Irons, they're not the best actors, I can admit that, but they played off Saoirse really well. It was a light, fluffy movie. I liked it. I hadn't read the book. I went out and bought it afterwards, but I do have the movie because I love the movie. That's how much I love it, and it's so different and unique, and the ending is set up for it to be a sequel, but it only made like $20 million total, I want to say, so I don't think there's going to be a sequel. There's not even a sequel out in the books yet, so I don't even know where they'd go with it. I do have this one to watch and love, and oh, I just loved it so much. Diane Kruger's character, the Seeker, she is kick butt, and it's fabulous. Like, I could watch it. Give me this and Warm Bodies, and I'd be all set. Like, I wouldn't say a peep all day. I highly recommend it. 5 stars. It's not everyone's cup of tea, I know, but 5 stars for me. So, yeah. Then summer came, and we had a bit of a drought when it came to the book-to-movie adaptions. I don't think there was any from April to July, probably. I mean, not counting Great Gatsby, which I'm not. So the next one was Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters. It's not out on DVD yet, but even when it comes out, I'm not going to buy it. It's one of those movies, it was so bad, it was good. I was laughing when I shouldn't have been. The acting was bad, and I don't know why, because it was okay in the first one. They tried to follow the book a little more again, but it was like they had to cram everything they forgot in the first one into the second one, so then some of the second stuff got pushed out of the way, and I was just like, ugh. Thalia, her whole story was just, I didn't care about it, and I should have. I was just like okay. There was stupid storylines, like when Annabeth got stabbed or whatever, and everyone's like, oh no, Annabeth is dead. Oh, what are we going to do? You're in possession of the Golden Fleece, which is like the most magical healing property in the world. Use the fleece. And like they had to wait for her to die before they could use it. Like, it's like, she's wise girl. Like, I know you're bleeding out on the ground and like your kidneys coming out, but you couldn't be like, guys, put the fleece, the thing I found, and was like, hey, let's all come here and save us. Clarice, I did like, Levin Rampton played her, and I mean, she wasn't like the best actress, but I just liked her. Her character was very one-dimensional, but like I said, Levin played her very well. Grover in his wedding dress was supposed to be one of the most fun, like, yay from the book moments ever, and they put him in it for like 5 minutes just to appease us, I guess. Yeah, it was just, overall, it was not good. I don't want to see a third one. I wanted to see a second one. I don't want to see a third one now. I'm just disgusted by this whole series. I mean, you messed up on the first one, and now I know that it's like some books don't need a sequel. And the sad part was, I think this one they actually tried to make it like so the book fans will like it, and it was just, no, you kind of have to go be like, forget the book fans, we're making our own series, or you have to be like, we messed up, we can't do this again unless you want to like reboot it. You can't walk the middle line anymore. That don't work when you're not like a Harry Potter series. I was extremely disappointed. I actually have seen it twice though, and I gotta say, it gets better every viewing. I just laughed so hard, and oh. So if you're in for a laugh, I recommend it. If you're in looking for a good adaptation of Sea of Monsters, I don't recommend it. Then in that same month, August, a little while after, we had the City of Bones movie. Now, this may shock you because I did not like the series that much. I loved the first one. Looking forward to the movie, but I was like, oh, they all look like sucky actors. It's gonna suck. It's gonna be Twilight all over again. And then it wasn't. I mean, Lily Collins, I don't know if she took some acting classes, but she was so much better than I thought she was gonna be. All of the actors were very, very good. I especially loved the guy who played Alex. What is his name? Ziggers? Kevin Ziggers. And I liked Jemima West. I think that's how you say her name. The girl that played Isabel. I thought they were so cool. They weren't in it a lot, but they were so cool. And I mean, Kevin did a British accent, and I thought he was really British. That's how impressive his accent was. And when I saw an interview and he had like a American one, I was like, whoa. Like, his British accent is better than his American one. Like, if you told me he was British, I would believe you 110%. Lily, like I said, was really good. She was Clary. She was what I thought Clary would be, maybe a little tall, but, I mean, we can't do anything about that because, unfortunately, no shrink rater. So, Jamie and her had really good chemistry. I liked it, except for that creepy scene where, like, he petted her hair. I was like, this is just, someone should have cut that out. It was obviously very different from the books, but like I said, I'm not, like, a die-hard fan of the series, so I was okay with that. And I actually took my grandma to see it one time because I saw it 2 times, and she liked it, and she could figure it out. She was like, Hodge is going to be bad, isn't he? I was like, you go, Grandma, you got this. And I'm really disappointed they're pushing it back, the City of Ashes, if they're even going to make it, because you know how these things go, oh, we're pushing it back, and then, like, it never gets made, so that's what I'm concerned about. But I really liked that. I'm not sure if I'm going to buy it when it comes out on DVD, just because I felt it was a little long. It was good overall, and I know, like, some of the fans of the books are like, it was so different from the books, I don't even know what they did, but I'm like, guys, go see Beautiful Creatures. Read it and then go see it, and, you will, like, kiss the ground when City of Bone comes out. You'll be like, this is amazing. So maybe that was the problem. I had just seen Percy Jackson, and I still had memories of Beautiful Creatures playing in my head, and I was like, this is actually close to the books. They didn't just skim through it, take character names, and stick on a title hoping it would grab us. Like, I feel like they actually tried to be a little kind to the readers, and obviously they couldn't stick with everything. I get that. And I recommend City of Bones. I don't know if you'll like it, if you love the books. I mean, I've had friends who saw it too, and they liked it. It's kind of a mixed bag, so I would give it 4 stars. So, finally, we have Catching Fire. Obviously, the trailers look amazing. I didn't actually like Hunger Games that much. Shocker, I know. But the movie I felt was too slow until they got to the games. But this one looks fantastic. Finnick looks great. Joanna looks perfect. Peeta is still too short, but we can't do anything about that. Jennifer Lawrence is now an Oscar-winning actress. Yes, we have an Oscar-winning actress in our movies. Take that, Twilight. I'm super excited. They're actually already filming Mockingjay. I don't know if you've seen it. And then we also have The Book Thief coming out. I've never read The Book Thief. I'm gonna read it, hopefully. And then we have Ender's Game, which I have read. I'm still debating if I'm going to go see the movie, because the movie looks weird. I can't figure it out. But it has Haley Steinfeld in it, who I love. So we'll see how it goes. So if you've seen any of these movies, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you agree with what I said? Do you not agree? The only one that I really could see getting the sequel, honestly, is Warm Bodies, and that one doesn't have a sequel yet. So there goes that. So much for trying to find the next Twilight. Alright, tell me what you think. Bye. Thanks for watching.